friends, thank you very much for listening. This is Frederick Henry, and you're listening to the Frederick Henry Show. And I just wanted to deal with a few issues. Black Lives Matter, Antifa. In my opinion, and this is, as you know, one citizen voter speaking to other citizen voters, that's me to you. I think Antifa is and continues to be a terrorist organization. However, I also believe that Antifa has morphed or moved over into Black Lives Matter. I think Black Lives Matter has been co-opted, infiltrated, and the control of Black Lives Matter has been seized by Antifa. And so when you look at Black Lives Matter now, you're really looking at Antifa reformulated or renamed or whatever you want to call it. So really, Black Lives Matter also should be a terrorist organization, designated a terrorist organization, and we should handle that whole thing. It's not a civil liberties thing. It's not a civil rights thing. Please, let me just say this. I am a Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King person. And the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church, please let's give the man his title. Everybody wants to call him Dr. King or whatever they want to call him. And a lot of white people just want to call him that. No, he earned every bit of his title. So he's the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church. He deserves every bit of his title. He said at the great and most magnificent, I think, the speech of the century at the Lincoln Memorial, I look forward to the day when we will not judge a person by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I want to just put in there right away, I think the Democrat, Socialist, Communist, Marxist groups immediately set forth to make sure that that never happened. We didn't talk about black. We didn't talk about Negro. We didn't talk about all that stuff until the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King says that the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King said the goal is to get to a time when we don't judge a person by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. And then we went into the whole black is beautiful, black people, black. Now, my black friends, my Negro friends, I do not see black. I do not see Negro. I see John. I see Bill. I see Mary. I see Jane. I say Shanunu and Shanana. Whatever the names are. There's so many wonderful names. They're fantastic names. But they are not. That's who it is. That's the name. John, Mary, Bill, Paul, Shanunu and Shanana, whatever. Shabibi. Didn't make any difference. You are a person, and then you might be a Christian, you might be a neighbor, you might be a worker in a factory, and then at the very end you happen to be black, just like I happen to be white. And we got to get back to the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church's concept that we want to get to the place when we no longer judge a person by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. And I suggest to you, my dear friends, the socialists, especially the Democrats, have right away, believe me, the Democrats are the party of the Ku Klux Klan. The Democrats are the party of the Jim Crow. Talk to Dinesh D'Souza. Read Dinesh D'Souza. Look up Dinesh D'Souza. D'Esousa. Souza. D'Souza. This guy nails it about the history of Black Lives Matters, about communism, Marxism, and Democrat use. They lied to us. They've lied to us from the 1940s and 1930s. They way back at Marcus Garvey time. I'm going to do a program on Marcus Garvey and Du Bois, but I have to research it. I wrote a whole paper on that, Marcus Garvey and Du Bois. And Marcus Garvey was black. Black is beautiful. Marcus Garvey is blacks are going to go ahead. Marcus Garvey was an empowerment of blacks. And Du Bois was the founder of the get ready for it, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. That's what he was all about. Colored people. So we have to be very careful when we talk about Du Bois and all that business. So, okay, let's get back to the main point. So, what we're saying here is that the Black Lives Matters and all this kind of stuff is a another iteration of Antifa. And Antifa lied to us. They said they're anti-fascist. What they really are is fascist. They're pro-fascist. They are fascist. Everything about them is fascist. And this morning when I awakened, it came to my mind that the whole emphasis is tolerance, tolerance, tolerance. But listen, you know and I know, you're smart people. I know you're smart people. Truth is truth and fact is fact. This movement, Black Lives Matters, Antifa, is the most intolerant, the most not tolerant, the most non-tolerant group ever to be in our society, all the while claiming to be tolerant and to be promoting tolerance. And we have to look for the big lie. Joseph Goebbels, Joseph Stalin, Mussolini, Adolf Hitler, many of these people, Perón, Maduro, all these people, all around the world who are fascists, they lie to us and they use our words against us. Okay, so we have to, when the Democrats accuse President Trump of whatever it is, lying, that means they're lying. When the Democrat Party accuses the president of usurping their power, that means they're usurping their power. When the Democrat Party accuses the president of breaking the law, that means they're breaking the law. If the Democrat Party accuses the president of sexual infidelity, that means they have plenty of their own who are engaged in sexual infidelity. And whatever it's going to be, I make a suggestion to you. Whatever the accusation of the day is, take it around, whatever that is, pedophilia, sexual infidelity, lying, taxes, whatever it is, then turn it upside down and apply it to the Democrats, because they are using their knowledge of that crime, because they do it to themselves all the time. They're applying that to Trump, when in fact they are the perpetrators, they are the criminals, they are the people who do that type of stuff. Okay, now let's get on to the next thing. Right now, so many people do not want to open schools. I recently read a survey by Fat Finger. I don't really think it's the most scientific thing, because it was put out by ABC, Ipsos, and the Washington Post, therefore it's automatically suspect. But the concept of the Fat Finger survey was that we should not open the schools. Why? And they said, okay, how many of you who do not want to open the schools believe that children are the transmitters of the disease? And over 50% of the respondents said they believe children are the transmitter of the disease. And we hear all this all the time. Follow the science, follow the science, follow the science. Well, the science is proven. We've had plenty of studies now. Germany, France, Sweden, Italy. Children are not the transmitters of the disease. Adults are the transmitters of the disease. So, accusations are, okay, President Trump believes we should open the schools. I believe we should open the schools for the sake of the single parents, the single mothers, the single fathers, for the sake of families that need two incomes, and for the children themselves. They need social contact. They need each other. They need their friends. They need to go to school. Now, let me go on to the next topic what I want to deal with on this thing. And please, I do understand, my dear friends, I appreciate you so much. I know that you are listening to one citizen voter talking to another citizen voter, and I appreciate your willingness to listen. And today, in my car, I've been listening to 4 or 5 of my own broadcasts way back from April and May, and I'm amazed at how accurate they were, a reflection of the times. I'm very proud that my comments on April the 10th and April the 27th and April the 31st and May the 10th and May the 15th, all of them were very accurate reflections of the times. And so right now, we have the resurgence of the COVID-19 accusations. Notice that they're all accusations against Republican states. And every time I read the news, I'm amazed at how we ignore Mayor de Blasio, a Marxist, a communist. He went, look it up look it up. It's right there on the internet. He went to Venezuela. He admired the Venezuela communists. He thought that the Cuban communists were the best thing that ever happened. He loves communism. And de Blasio got elected in the city of New York with 8. He got the majority. De Blasio got the majority of the people who voted. However, the second statistic is the most important. 18% of the 10 million people eligible to vote, 18% of the 10 million people eligible to vote actually voted in the city election. So de Blasio was elected by the majority. So he was, if you take the numbers, I don't know what the numbers are, but 18% voted, so he got the majority. So let's say he got 10%. He got 51% of the 18% of the 10 million who could have voted. He's the mayor of New York City because people were lazy. They didn't take their right and their privilege to vote seriously. And that leads me to my end statement here, my friends. 2020 is very important. Do not stay home. Do not have a mail-in ballot. Do not accept the idea that somebody should collect your ballot and deliver it for you. Go to the polls. The only way you're going to know for sure, the only way you're going to be confident, the only way you're going to be absolutely, and that's only 99% or 98%, confident that your vote is going to be counted, is to go to the polls on November the 3rd and to vote. Vote for the Democrat, vote for the Republican. I care. I think you should vote for Trump. I think Trump is the only answer. Biden's brain is not even there. I don't want to vote for somebody who last minute is put in to the nomination by the Democrat machine. And I most certainly am not voting for Jill Biden, who's the wife of Joe Biden, who, in the case that Joe Biden was actually elected, Jill Biden will be running the country, although never elected. And that's just too big a scam for me, folks. I can't handle that. I don't want it. I'm not interested in that. I'll vote for Donald J. Trump, warts and all. He has lots of warts. He has lots of things that he does publicly in terms of his behavior that I'm not thrilled about, but he produces policy. He produces results. He does what he said he would do. He made America great again, and I believe he will make America great again. He will make America great again, because he's the only one who can do it. The Democrats say, oh, if we just defeat Donald Trump, everything will be rosy peaches, everything will go away, and we'll be able to make what he made. No, Biden is not Trump. None of the other Democrats are not Trump. Trump is Trump, and he is a phenomenon. He's a phenomenon of the time, and we are people who can trust him. He's trustworthy. He promised, and he delivered, and we should be willing to honor that promise and honor that deliverance with our vote in 2020. Okay, dear friends, this is Frederick Henry. This is a podcast from one citizen voter to other citizen voters. I want to tell you that I appreciate you because I see that you're downloading this. I want to appreciate you because I see that you're listening to it. I want to tell you that I appreciate you because you know what? Like I said in other podcasts, I'm not Laura Ingraham. I'm not Hannity. I'm not Limbaugh. I'm not Wilkow. I'm not DeBongino. I'm just a citizen voter. Broadcasting to other citizen voters using my own time and my own money and my own telephone, because I do this on a telephone. I do this on I broadcast it through Spreaker on a telephone. And I do have a website, but you can contact me at Frederick Henry it doesn't matter. I'll go into that. I'm tired. I really am. I am exhausted. I hope you're just as exhausted as I am, because you and I need to stop this. We need to put an end to this. And maybe the answer is, there's no science behind it, but maybe there is the answer that for all of our own good, socially and psychologically and philosophically and the like more, we'll put the mask on when we go into Walmart or to Myers or to the food store or to the clothing store or whatever we want to do, the airport, put it on, make everybody feel comfortable, and then move on with life and open up the society 100%, open up the economy 100%, and return our American workers to 100% of their salaries. And by the way,